Day trading, swing trading, and option trading picks are moments away, so stay tuned. It is Wednesday morning, May 13th. The market is selling off. Let's start there. We've got this really big drop off this morning, and it's actually followed through selling from yesterday. Yesterday, we gapped up on the open and instantly gave back those gains on these long red candles. Problematic initially, but we've seen this before. The market was able to recover and it fell into a very tight compression. And then we cracked down a little bit later in the day and then went into another compression. Nothing too grave, nothing too dangerous. But then in the last hour of trading, the selling momentum really picked up. And you can see how it accelerated into the close, breaking below that critical 288 level on the SPY. That is the 100-week moving average. I'd mentioned to everyone in the chat room before the open today, I said, don't expect any kind of decent market rally until the downside is tested, especially after heavy selling like that. So the market was indicated higher. Instantly, right out of the gate, those gains were given back, and we had a long red bar closing on its low. The market was able to recover. Right in here, we had a nice 10P cross right in here, bullish cross. Look at that bearish cross yesterday, by the way. Way up in here, way before we had any kind of problems. So when you get a bearish cross like that, you have to identify your technical support level. The support level needed to be breached. When it was breached and you had long red candles, you could short with confidence. This morning we had this nice little bounce, so I played that out of the open. Then we had this cross right in here. I referenced it to everyone in the chat room. I said, if this upward sloping M5 trend line is breached, then we need to focus on the short side. We need to go short. It's exactly what happened. By the time we came right in here, I said, this is going to be a bearish trend day. I can feel it setting up right now. I had all the clues that I needed. The first one was that these gains were instantly given back on the open. We had a very tenuous grind back. We barely filled the gap and then instantly started to give back that candle right away. And then this red candle failed, halfway point right in there. That's when I knew we're going to take out the low. This is going to be a nasty little day here. So we shifted immediately to the short side. Let's go to the daily chart right now. You can see on a daily chart that the market hasn't gone anywhere. I've referenced this. Lots of gaps higher and lower, really chopping back and forth. No momentum. Now we have momentum. Two long red candles closing on their low. 1, 2. This is a double top formation. And barely, but you can see this is a lower high double top with that high coming right there, and that date was April 29th. So we're starting to have some technical weakness. I think the market is poised to roll over. So if you are long and you've been playing this bounce, take profits on your longs, because I think we're going to start to see some selling pressure. Now, over the course of the next few weeks, I've been mentioning to you that the economies are trying to reopen, but I don't think that consumers are going to be opening up their wallets. We've seen that China's recovery has been very slow, and that's news that we're getting from international companies like McDonald's. So as consumers go back to work, they're going to be looking over their shoulder to make sure that their jobs are secure. When they don't see the orders coming in, they're going to have the sense that as soon as the stimulus runs out, they're going to be laid off. So they're not going to be spending money. We're starting to see a resurgence in the coronavirus, but you know that because I've been mentioning that in the last 3 days. Deaths in the U.S. are still above 1,500, so we're not seeing a big slowdown there. Wuhan, China, we're starting to see some new cases there. South Korea, new cases related to nightclubs reopening. We're also seeing some hot spots in Germany. So this virus is very resilient, and this reopening of global economies is not going to happen at the speed that it needs to. And all of this stimulus money is going to run out very, very quickly. Yes, the mega cap tech stocks have done well. We've got Microsoft, we have Google, we have Facebook, we have Amazon, all benefiting from the coronavirus, but they are not representative of everything else that's going on in the other 95% of the S&P 500. You all know that. Look around. Take a look at the companies that are all shut down. Talk to your friends. Talk to your neighbors. This is going to be fairly ugly. I hope I'm wrong. but I don't think I am. We've got the momentum right now that we need to start looking at short positions, so that's what we're going to do. Up until this point, we've been long stocks intraday on a stock by stock basis. We've been able to just nail some beautiful, beautiful trades, and we had some actually this morning that I got into right out of the gate. So let me show you a couple of the stocks that I traded early, and I'm going to go in and show you the chat room. And you can see right here, about 15 minutes after the open, I got long LVGO and I got long PDD as the morning started to unfold. And I'll show you those two trades, both really nice winners on that bounce that I showed you on the 10P cross. And I'm going to continue to go down, tread carefully in here. This is about 30 minutes after the open. You can see I've got my offers out there to get out of my long positions. I'm trying to take profits on them. And I took $1 profit on PDD, and I took a $1.20 profit on LVGO. VITQ, you can see some people are trading there. I just want to scroll down because I'm going to show you how the sentiment is shifting here. And as I continue to go down, you'll see that my comments start to pick up a bearish bias. I got in on EXAS. I want to show you that trade in a little bit. I'll show you a mistake that I made. I lost money on that. I think it's important for you to see what mistakes I make and how I could have changed that. I'm going to continue to go down, and now all of a sudden we're starting to look at a more bearish scenario. There's the upward sloping trend line I pointed out to you. There's the 10P cross that I pointed out to you. So that was what we were looking for. That's when we knew we wanted to get short. And so I shorted Lulu, LULU, ALL, shorted MMM. Those are some of my favorite shorts. So you can see everything changing in here. We're getting short. And now let's go take a look at what the market's doing. I always like to show you that because I want you to know that what I'm telling you has actually happened. This is real. This is happening real time in the chat room. So we're going to take a look at what the market might do for the rest of the day, and we'll get our bearings. We'll take a look at the stocks that I highlighted yesterday. You can see this very, very, very steep downtrend right here. Now, I believe that this move is getting overextended. This is going to be a bearish trend day. I called it back up in here when we were right in that level. And I believe that we're going to see a nice little bounce in here, but we have to wait for our 10P indicator to cross. That would be a nice bullish cross. So when it comes down and it starts to cross above, then I think we can get long for a nice bounce. I believe that we'll probably recover for about an hour to 2 hours during the middle of the day, and then we could see another wave of selling later in the day. That's how I'm going to be playing it. I am going to be looking for some bullish stocks right now that I can play on the bounce, but know that I am going to be very passive with my targets. I want to be out of those trades as soon as possible. I do not want to have the rug pulled out from underneath me because the market is going down. And I'll try and highlight a couple of shorts that I think you can hold into the close and perhaps overnight. But trading on the short side has been super, super hard because the market's had such a strong bid over the course of the last month and a half that the shorts that I've tried have not panned out very, very well. But I think that some of that market strength is going to start waning with every passing week that consumers start to really be sluggish and not embrace the economic recovery, or the reopening, I should say. So I think everybody's going to be playing it very, very cautiously. Here we've got a bullish engulfing pattern, possibly setting up here. But again, while I'm doing this video, I'm looking for a bounce. I am currently long a stock, DDOG. See how that's doing. I'm down a little bit on it. I got long DDOG right in here. This is before the last leg of the market pullback. You can see how the stock is still up on the day. It's showing relative strength. So there's what the market's done in the last 45 minutes. Here's what the stock has done in the last 40 minutes. It is treading water. These bullish explosion alerts, I just got one in the lower corner here. ARCT has been going crazy today. You can see it's all over the place. We had 6 or 7 bullish alerts yesterday. Man, did we make a ton of money on those. They were fantastic. Just one of these is all you need. BCS was one of them. Grub was another one. Uber was another one. We had a bunch of them. I can't even recall what they all were. So in any event, let's take a look and see if we can find any bullish stocks right here, right now, things that I'd be interested in trading because we're getting the bounce. I'd like to see this 1OP cross right in here as well. That would tell us that we can play a reversal and start to scoop up some of these stocks. So we're going to go in, take a look at bullish searches, relative strength 30. I don't really want anything that's down huge because that tells me that it's seeing some big selling pressure. CVX, not bad. It's actually starting to rally when the market's still been going down. I would prefer to see a stock that's up on the day, but we're not going to have a lot of those to pick from. KMB, Kimberly-Clark. Not seeing anything that really gets me fired up right now. This is a nice one right here. XP, I don't know what that is. Technology-driven financial services. Let's take a look at that. Look at this gap higher. I like that. Look how it was able to hold that opening price right in here. This is a pretty nice one. XP. Let's take a look at that daily chart. See how easy that was to find? Oh yeah, through this horizontal resistance point right here. I like it. Earnings after the close yesterday, so this is the first time we're getting an earnings reaction. I can always go into after earnings searches. It's not coming up there because I'm looking for liquid options in these. I'm also going to take a look at the bearish side and see what we've got here. Could have some really good short setting up there. That's nasty. Good short, I mean. Oh yeah, that's nice too. Look at that upward sloping trend line before the open. Stock weak, CYBR. RCL, we know that. Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines. Okay, so we've got a few to pick from, but right now we're just going to see if we can find a bullish stock in here. Heavy buying, going to go to that. GIS has been strong all day. I like that breakout there. Stock holding up very, very well. GIS looks excellent. So I would probably look to play this on that bounce. How do I do that? Well, I'm going to put an alert right here. And so when the stock crosses above it, I'm going to know. And that'll allow me to continue to look for other possible trades here. Going to continue to scan down, see what I can find. PG, we know that looked pretty good. Starting to see some rotation into defensive stocks, consumer stocks. So take a look at that bull run list, see what we've got there. Not a lot because you've got the market really, really pulling back hard. So I'm going to go into some of the stocks that I highlighted yesterday. Let's see how they're doing, and perhaps we can find a good trade there. BYND, I showed you that bullish put spread yesterday. BYND held up very, very well early in the day. You can see the gap higher right in here. It held those gains for most of the morning, and it's just recently given those back. I like BYND. Possible play on the upside? Yes, maybe you could play this for a bounce in here. I don't like it technically, though. I don't like this big drop. I would need to see it stabilize and to have some relative strength, but we sold those bullish put spreads way out of the money down here at the 124, 125 strike price. Still a long ways away from the money. We wanted this breakout right in here to hold. So obviously the market's below SPY 288 right now, so we have to be very, very careful with any kind of bullish put spreads. If it takes out this 125 level or it drifts down there again, I'm going to buy that spread back. I'm going to take my lumps. I'm not going to push it. So that's what you need to do. Always watch the market. If market's broken technical support, that means that you have to be extra careful on your bullish trades. You need to take profits where they're available, and you need to manage your losses if you have any. So as long as the stock continues to hold its relative strength in this breakout, I'm okay with it, but I'm going to be on high alert right now, especially after the heavy selling that we've seen the last hour of yesterday's session and the first 2.5 hours this morning. BYND was pretty nice. So I'm going to look at ABBV. That's another stock that I highlighted. And I like that breakout. You can see how early this morning the stock was up, but it has given in to the market as well. So if you had gotten long yesterday and you saw the big market decline this morning, You had a chance to exit that trade and mitigate the damage. That's what you should have done. So ABBV, VITQ was another one that we highlighted yesterday. Had a lot of longs yesterday that we were trading. VTIQ, I might have typed that in incorrectly. Nice gap up. It's actually still positive for the day. This would probably be a stock that I would play on the upside. There's an upside bullish alert. I'm going to minimize that so I can continue to present. We'll take a quick look at it. VTIQ, that's one that I would probably get long in here. I like that. I'm going to put an alert here. We'll see if it gets triggered. Choose that bar, horizontal, see if you can get above it. That was the low, and it's above that low that it established early in the day. This stock has been a rocket ship, really a lot of upward momentum. NVAX was another long that we looked at yesterday. It's been able to hold the bid here very well while the market was going down. It was able to compress. I like it. You can see I've got my bullish alert right there. If you had bought it yesterday when the video came out, there was some upside on a day trading basis, but when the market started to cave in, you had to be out of this stock. If you bought it on the close or for an overnight swing, you had a chance to take profits on it. So overall, we're in the right stocks. Grub was another one I highlighted. Grub is a takeover target by Uber. You could see the big run up that we had yesterday. Continued to move a little bit higher, challenged that high, but then it also caved in on that late day market selling. So when you've got the market falling like it has, there aren't too many stocks that are going to be able to shoulder a move like that. They may be able to shoulder a 20 point, 30 point S&P move, but when you start talking about 60, 70 point S&P move, there's nothing that's going to be able to shoulder that type of move. So we're getting a little bit of a bounce here. Anything that I like on the long side, I'd probably have to say today VITQ looks pretty good and BYND looked pretty good and NVAX. Now again, and I can't say this enough, these are only for playing bounces. The SPY is below 288, so you must favor the short side as long as we are below SPY 288. That is our guide. So let's find some nice shorts. I'm going to just show you a few of the searches that we use. Heavy selling, I had mentioned this early in the day. We have not seen this many candidates on this heavy selling list in well over a month. And this was even with the market unchanged early in the day. I mentioned this in the chat room and I went, holy cow, look at the stocks on this list. That is a warning sign. So some of the stocks that I like that are in this list that I think are going to continue to move lower, my couple of my favorite shorts, MMM, set up very nicely for a short. Let's take a look at that daily chart. You can see the weakness in here. It did find temporary support. Go to the daily chart. You've got a breakdown below all these moving averages. You have this compression here that's failed now on the downside. This horizontal, that was resistance. Now it's support. That support has failed. This stock looks very, very weak. MMM. Minnesota Mining Manufacturing, 3M. LULU is not as strong a play because the stock has actually been rallying up and we don't have a technical breakdown, but I have been shorting this today and I've done really well for it. Some of the stocks that have rallied the most are going to have the most to give back immediately. So I've got MMM, like that short a lot. I'm going to take a quick look through this list. Apple's been super strong recently. It's like I said, CRM has been super strong recently. These are the stocks that if you're day trading from the short side, when these long green candles and the open from them start failing, look at that 100-day moving average about to be tested on CRM. That could be a nice short below that 100-day moving average. And you've got this whole breakout that will reverse. Anybody buying that breakout will start getting flushed out of that one. So CRM looks pretty decent in here. Apple's been on a tear. Let's take a quick look at that. Still too strong. I don't see any reason to short that right now. I'm more interested in shorting cyclical stocks like HON. Long red candle closing on its low, follow through today through this horizontal support level. Yes, that looks like a good one. HON. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Go into that 5-minute. I'd like to see a little bit better follow through selling, quite honestly. I mean, it makes a low, then it bounces, makes a low, then it bounces. Very tough to stick with a position like that. You want to see nice, steady selling pressure. I'm going to go into bear run. I'm going to click on the top stocks and let's see what we've got cooking here. These are going to be some really, really good stocks with nice downward, strong momentum. RUBI, let's take a look at that daily chart. That's a nice crackdown right in there. PPC, INFY. Just going to go through the daily chart. You've got an upward sloping trend line that's just been breached and you're below that moving average. Not great, but shaping up. That's all you have to do. Just start clicking through. When you see something on a daily chart that you like, then you know you can zero in and start looking for your day trades. And I haven't seen anything just yet because a lot of these stocks have been in go-go rally mode. And I'm just going to look for a few more here. We got to find more than this. Now that we've got the market starting to roll over, we want to make sure that we've got a few stocks that we can short. BMI was a long yesterday. It's hanging in there pretty well. See how many stocks I'm having to go through. NVAX just breached above our trend line. Let's go in and take a look at that very quickly. Go into the M5 chart. You can see how the market is bouncing. Remember, I told you we've got that 10P cross right in here. Had that bullish engulfing right there. So yes, this would be a nice place to play the bounce. Now I get my alert on NVAX because it's through here. Yes, I would buy that stock right here, right now. That's how we do this. So we're not chasing. We're waiting for these reversals very, very patiently. When we get the 10P indicator confirming and showing us that the low is in, then we start running our searches. We start looking for those stocks with relative strength. As I'm going through the list and I see stocks that I like, I start setting my upside alerts. Lo and behold, here we start getting this market bounce. I start getting alerts. Then I know exactly what I need to buy, and that's how I enter the trade. So we're never one step behind, we're always one step ahead. Let's keep taking a look here. UNH, very nice D1 chart. You can see that continued selling. That's going to be my second and final one that I like on the short side. UNH is a nice short. I'm sorry about this. UNH is a nice short below that 100-day moving average. So I like that. And I like MMN on the short side. I believe that the market's going to continue to decline. We've got this nice breakdown here to a new low of the day. We've got follow through selling. We have a potential double top in the SPY right here. 1, 2. So those are your marching orders for today. Favor the short side. If you've got longs, I would start getting out of your long positions. I think that with every passing week, I get more and more bearish. We've got a couple of other nice trades that we put on a week ago in my weekly swing trading video. We bought a McDonald's bearish put spread. That's working out nicely. We also have a Hasbro bearish put spread as well that we put on last week. That's working out well. Those are two other trades you can consider. I'm going to be doing my weekly swing trading video for my members tonight. So look forward to that. If you're a member, if you're a YouTube subscriber, make sure you turn on your notifications so that you never miss one of these videos. Promise you, I'm going to have some good trades highlighted in them. And make sure that you post comments if you're in any of these trades. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.